Hey guys, my name is Danish and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about one of the devices that I unboxed in the previous month, which was the PROCUS Rush 2.0 action camera. So technically the Amazon listing says it is a full pack item, so this includes a lot of the accessories and a neat carrying pouch like this with it. So make sure to get that pack, otherwise if you just go for the action camera, you will just get the individual unit and a few accessories, and you have to buy other accessories from other brands outside that. So let's not get into that and let's get into the meat of this video. So what can I say about this action camera? Starting out with the specs, so this is a 16 megapixel 4K sensor which can do 4K 30 and 16 MP stills, but I wouldn't recommend getting stills in this device, and I'll talk about all the pros and cons later. Talking about the build of this device, let me unclip it over here. So it has two buttons on the side for up and down, one button at the top and one button in the front, and an exposed lens, a 2-inch non-touchscreen display, which is important to note, and a small microphone on the side which is barely usable, and I'd rather recommend you not go for this and just use the external microphone that you already use, like a condenser microphone or the 2.5mm microphone that comes with this. And talking about the 2.5mm microphone slot, we have a display out, one micro SD for storage. I have a 64 gig card in here and a micro USB charging connector. I would love to have Type-C here, but as I have other micro USB cables and devices around me, it doesn't matter too much for me. And talking about the build quality, it's pretty solid, and also a removable battery opener that somehow doesn't open at all with my nails, and I have to ask somebody else to open it for me, which is something that is a problem with me and not with this device. And because it comes with two removable batteries, I have used both of them simultaneously in one single road trip, as in it runs for about 3 hours with 4K recording. And I went for a ride a few weeks ago and it lasted me for the one-way trip of around 2.5 hours, and I had to change the battery all for the way back recording. So the battery life is probably pretty good for the size that it packs and the footage that it gives out. Now talking about the accessories, there is a list of so many accessories that I have gone through and seen and not even used most of them, and the few major ones that I keep with me in this traveling pouch that I take with me everywhere is the remote, which is really helpful for recording, the second spare battery that I always keep charged, one of the tripod mounts if I want to mount it on another tripod or something, and one backup release plate that I have if the primary release plate that I have on this breaks or something. I have a backup for that, just so I can not compromise on recording my riding footages. And that's it, I guess. One open slot for the action cam, one another tripod mount thing, a bit of foam, a zip tie, the manual, the cleaning cloth, and I've still left this much. This is unpacked, so because I don't use this space anymore. It would have been okay if I had gotten the smaller ones that Amazon Basics sells as a carrying pouch, but this gives me future expandability options, and I can add another action cam in that. And talking about the accessories, it says 19 accessories on the box, and I haven't counted them frankly, and it's a long list of the bicycle bracket and the spare plate at the back of this, and a lot of small things that it has been counted in each and everything. So I'd rather not go through that, and I'll just link the product in the description so you can check out all the accessories that come with this device. And also I use this one. This also comes with it, so I have used a bit of foam because the threading is not the deepest and it gives a bit of a gap, so I use this to have a secure fit. And I use this currently, I'm just testing it out as a face cam for my gaming recording, which is going to come out soon, so stay tuned for that news and follow me on Instagram to see more of that. And I mainly use this with my helmet, and while I'm riding, I guess it's pretty light. Also FYI, my helmet itself is pretty heavy and I've been used to it. And also I have the intercom system right here, so intercom system right on the left side, so this is in the front. So if you haven't seen which my helmet is, you can go check out my moto channel that I'll link here and there. So the other notable things about this device, it has a Wi-Fi capability built in, so you can use an Android app or an iOS app along with the action cam and offload the footage. Frankly, I haven't tried this option, but I know that it is something that people might use and might need, but most of the time I just come home and offload it all to my laptop, so it isn't that big of a deal for me. Now coming on to the pros and cons of this device. The pros are the footage is pretty good, I guess. In daylight, with a lot of light, it puts out really nice image videos, and you can just, I'm gonna play a few clips right here so you can understand what I'm talking about. So as you saw the daylight and the night footages in the night as well, with a good enough light that is thrown from your headlights and the other headlights of other vehicles, it's pretty good, it's pretty usable, and I felt that it's fine for the price point that I'm getting this device for. And talking about the price point, at around 6,000 rupees, it's a bargain to get a 4K camera. And the other pros that I can talk about is the amount of mounts that I have gives me a lot of freedom to try out many different angles that I couldn't try out with my phone, like attaching it to my tank, or putting it on my fairing, or putting it on my front, or putting it at the back of the seat, or recording the exhaust footage. And a lot of options are there, and a lot of things that I have to explore, and I will probably explore and put it up on my moto channel as well. And this was my main purchase for this, was to record footages and of my rides, and to be use it as background images and videos for my moto channel. Now coming on to the disadvantages of this device. So the number one biggest disappointment for this is not having optical image stabilization, but at this price point I don't think it is something that you must look at. If you really want OIS or even EIS, you have to go for the GoPro action cams, which is starting at around 18k, which is 3 times more than this device. So that is one nitpick that I don't really want to worry about. Number two is, with this waterproof case, I have no option to be able to charge this device while running on a long ride, which is a bit of a bummer, but I guess I understand why they had to do that, because they had to seal the device completely in this. And if there is an option to use this mount with this bottom bracket and charge the device while you're using it, but that also risks the lens of the camera directly getting dirty, and because it's not removable, it's really not a viable option. But that is a small nitpick that I have. And number three is the audio in this camera. So this microphone is not that good at picking up proper noises, and if it is inside this housing, it's virtually dead. So there is no usable audio that you can use for this. So if somebody does not have a better audio setup already and they're banking on this to give them a good audio, I would recommend getting a cheap lavalier mic and using with this, or using the 2.5mm microphone that comes with this. Frankly, I haven't tried that, and that's because I have better options with me, and this is an option for you to use, so bear that in mind. And the final nitpick that I have is the photo quality. This is really bad, I guess, but it doesn't look like a 16 megapixel image, so I'm guessing this is more to do with the processing side of this thing. So if they can provide a firmware update that can help that, I would assume that would help a lot, and also help you out in a pinch, because you can't pull out your phone out of your pocket every time to take a pic. And if you have this right here, just use the remote and click the photo and go home and expect a good pic. But I tried the images on this and they were pretty bad. That is one of the nitpicks. And I know some of you are going to talk about why do you need an action camera like this? I'm like, because I want to record footage, I want to put out more stuff for my viewers, I want to put out more content. And another criticism that I get, why don't you strap your phone to your helmet? I'm like, dude, a phone does a lot more than just video recording and photo recording, and by any chance damaging a phone on your chin, or even that falling off, because it is not that small. So I guess that's all that I can talk about this device. And with my testing and the footage that I have taken, I'm pretty satisfied with this device. And there is a little brother of the PROCUS Rush called the PROCUS Viper, which probably has the same sensor in this, I guess, but without the Wi-Fi capability and without a lot of the accessories, which is coming around 3,000 rupees or so. So if you already have an action cam and a bunch of accessories, you can probably just go for that device and save some money and using the old accessories that you already have. So that is one of the recommendations that I can give you. And if you are the first time buyer and you are getting confused with all of the action cameras like the PROCUS, the SJ cam, or the eCam 4K or whatever it is, this is a solid device to start out with. And this is like a stepping stone into the action cam genre, because once you start getting into this, you would start to imagine getting more OIS or better stabilization or time lapsing and all that, and you will slowly go up the ranks into the GoPros and all that accessories and whatnot. And yeah, it's a fun little device and you can experiment a lot about it, and I'm going to have that linked below in the description as well if you want to go buy it or check it out in Amazon. So that's it, I guess, for me talking about the PROCUS Rush. And let me know what you think about this action camera and about whatever footages I would have recorded and put out. Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, give this video a like, get subscribed to my channel for more of my videos, and ring the bell icon to receive notifications. And stay home, stay safe. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace.